Okay, Mr. We are live with the round 4 of our race.
Yeah, good evening everyone. Today we are doing the round 4 of the Super Wild Gr3 Cup on Nürburgring Gr3.
Yes. So,
So our players are entering one by one, and within few minutes we'll be starting with the qualifying.
yes. So, while everyone joins the lobby, I guess I will just let everyone know that we are live. Uh, and then we can do a quick lap around this track. What do you think, Mister?
Yeah, sure. So why not you go to the track and I'll explain the track to everyone.
Okay. L- Let me quickly share some of the details. And viewers, can you please let us know if how does the stream look like? Yes, and we are live. Please let us know if you see any issues with the audio, and we will try to get it sorted. Today, we have been joined by Mr. Gan. He is also a racer for this league, but because of some issues with this driving, he will be replaced by Marco, who will be joining, who will be racing for the Rd4 team. And let me quickly do a lap around this track. As you can see, the weather here today is really tricky. It's going to rain, and hopefully the weather will improve towards the end of the race.
Yes, as you can see, track moisture is very high. It is very treacherous. So as we get on the track, so first we approach the turn one. So here you need to be careful because of the wet conditions, because if you bump too hard on the curbs, your car will spin. Then try to take outside line for the rainy conditions, because the outside track is outside the racing line and it provides better grip. Then gradually brake into the turn 3 and try to well round your car well for the approaching corner. And then as we go through turn 4, it's a straight run to turn 6, and we need to be careful here because you need to cross over the racing line here. And on the racing line, as you can see, the grip is very bad as we do spun even on wet tires. Then as we go forward, we have a sweeping right-hander, slow speed corner, and then we approach the very famous Dunlop gear hairpin. You brake as the gray tiles start on the left, and you slowly rotate your car, going through the gears and accelerating. So this is the end of the second sector. Moving forward, we go through Schumacher S, a very fast left-hander, but it will be very difficult to take this corner in rain. So there is a high chance that crash will ensue. Following, we move to turn 11, a left-hander, slow speed, and following that we approach the end of sector 3, a right-hander, and here also you can see, because the rain, how tricky the conditions are. Even on full weight tires, we are having the driving isn't exactly easy. Then as we approach the chicane, it's very easy to overcook it. Really careful about it. And you can really abuse the curves on this corner to maximize your speed. But the thing is, the high speed can destabilize your car, so you need to be that much more careful. Now we approach the final hairpin, the turn number 16, and then we go to the start finish line, and that's a lap around this track in heavy wet conditions. So the thing is, as you can see, 2 minutes 30 seconds as Vedu did it. So we can expect around 225 to 230 by the racer, or maybe slightly less, or maybe even more on how the conditions remain. Yeah. So that's the way around the lap, and the rain might continue for the whole race, or it might even start drying. So strategy is going to be a big part. So what I presume the most important thing for today's drive is going to be consistency, being stable throughout the rain, and making correct strategy calls for when to push, when to pit, how long to stay on track, and on the slicks if the track dries.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mister. While our racers are joining in, and thank you for the explanation of this walkthrough of this track. So we are at Nürburgring in Germany, and as the viewers know, the weather has been informed to them just a couple of minutes ago. So they were not aware in advance of the weather, and this is their first time around this track in this such weather conditions. I'm looking at the uh, racers joining in right now, so we still have two more racers to join in. Uh, so Mr. Khan has some network issues. I hope to see him soon. And we have Mako, we have Inevri. So we have two more players who are yet to join. Uh, I guess Tariq mentioned he is facing an issue joining in. Uh, we have Dukhi Atma who has joined us right now, who won here last time. We are still waiting. Let me try to also pull Misto in the party. I guess he had some issue. He will be joining us soon.
Sorry, I got disconnected for a while there. So
He,
as you can see, all of our racers have entered here. Vedu, you should cancel your entry and then we can go one by one through the drivers and the leaders for this race.
absolutely, Misto. I guess while Miss Pagal Raja is still in the lobby, is yet to join us, and I guess we still have um, Mercurial Caesar Modiki. Uh, Modiki Guarantee who is yet to join us. So till they join us, we can go through some of those liveries today. And we will start with the qualifying soon in the next few minutes. So, Mr. Khan, what do you make of the conditions today? You have
Uh,
seen the
yeah,
settings
as we
about the
can see,
weather.
it's about almost 10 minutes since the launch started and still the track looks very wet, even for the intermediate track. So I think the strategy should be to start on wets and when you are confident enough and the track feels fast enough, you should most likely go to inter because the way this track drives won't be too fast that the clouds are already up on the sky. So I think there should be most people should do a two stop if they start from wets
Mm-hmm.
and the race would go from wets to inters to slicks.
Do you expect a dry race then? Are we in for a dry race at the end of the race?
I mean, even if the track doesn't completely dry, but if the track is dry enough, the softs are definitely faster than inters.
Oh, Aska's
And when the
slipping and
track
sliding there.
starts to dry, the are way too fast. So with the high tire multiplier, even the softs would last longer than the inters if the track starts to dry.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and I noticed like if the track dries up, then the interest would be to dry, drying very fast because it's like a high tire wear today. We have 6x for
Yeah,
the tire and the
and
fuel wear.
yeah, this track has a lot of corners, and not all of the corners are exactly slow. So the thing is, the intermediate tires overheat fast. So because of that, they would start sliding a lot, and the more they slide, the faster they'll wear, and the more difficulty you'll have continuing on them.
Okay. Mr. There has been a comment that your voice is quite low. Maybe we'll try to fix it, or maybe
You
if you
can
can.
do one thing, you can change the audio from your soundboard. Or from the party chat, you can increase my volume.
Yes, I think this should be fine now, and maybe the viewers can also comment if everything is as expected. Couple more minutes. We will just wait for an update from Mercurial Caesar, Modi ki guarantee, and then we can proceed. Before that, I just want to let you know that we have two racers who are going to serve grid penalties today. We have Sammy, who joined as a replacement driver, and he has a 5 place grid drop for a change of car. So in this particular series, we allotted like every racer should have one car for the entire season, and if they change the car, then they will have to serve a penalty, a 10-second penalty, which he did last race, and oh, he's going wide over there, and the 5 place grid drop, which he will be facing. So besides that, I guess we also have a penalty for fun anyway, for obstructing Uncharted Man during last race, and since it didn't make sense to get the time penalty, he will be serving a grid drop today, a 2 place grid drop. So I guess all our races are in. Without further ado, I think we should start it. So regarding the weather, guys, and here, how's the weather going to be? It's going to rain quite heavily. Then it's going to decrease, less intensify, and then we will be heading in for a dry race. But let's hope the track dries up completely. And let me just let our guys know that we are starting.
So today is going to be a longer race than last time. We expect it to be something between 45 to 50 minutes.
Absolutely, absolutely right. So I guess everyone is in, and it seems fine to start the qualifying. And here we go, guys. So, do we get any prediction from the viewers today? Keep those comments coming in. That also helps us to focus on the driver that you are most supporting in today's league.
So from my experience, I'd say that NSX will be pretty strong here because of the rainy conditions and because of the weight distribution. It is most of the weight lies on the rear. It is going to be very traction.
Mr.
And then the GTR is almost the best car on every track, so that would be the second best car to look out here.
And Mr. What do you make of the tires today? Some guys are gone on intermediates.
I can see interviewing to see that what they are going.
And as we can see Aska slipping and sliding all over there with those inters, I would have gone wets because it's raining out there, and it really does not make sense to go on inters. But Mr. What would you have preferred over here?
I would have definitely gone with the wets because even the rain is still pouring so heavily, and I can't see even a semblance of a dry line here. And at many places, we can see the telemetry going all the dark blue region that is even very treacherous for inters.
Absolutely.
And even if the track starts trying just a little bit in the second region of the telemetry, the wets are still very competitive against the inters. So for quali, I would definitely have preferred the wets.
Absolutely. And this is the first time in this particular season that we are seeing a wet qualifying. How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, that's very difficult for the drivers, no matter how cool it looks to us. So it will be a really interesting thing to look on, adapting to the track. And we can already see Navri going into the sand in the Schumacher S. Is going on track really slow. Inch was also on the gravel. Moving ahead, Makov is at front, leading the pack for the outlap, followed by Pagar Raja, then Askas, then in Avri still in fourth, going slow. Oh, he has a damage. Was he hit?
Yeah, I guess there was a collision between him and Mako. I guess he picked up some damage there. But the damage is light, so it should be okay for him. He should be.
Yeah, it should be 30 seconds. Inches behind Navy, followed by Dan in McLaren. Then Fun Anywhere in the McLaren in the AMG. Then Ningen, who is in another AMG, and Gyanesh, who is in Nissan GTR, followed by Duki Atma. Oh, he is onto the grass on the chicane.
Okay. While
Modi ki guarantee overtakes him in the Audi.
while that unfolds,
Then,
Mr. I guess let's
yeah,
stay with Mako and let's see what kind of a lap he puts. So this is on his flying lap now. Uh, 3 minutes into the qualifying. Let's see how he picks up those lines on this wet
see
circuit today.
just how wide he is going about the racing line just to avoid that rubbery, slippery part of the track to get the more grainy track so that the water can be displaced from under the wheel.
Yeah,
Let's see how peculiar lines he's taking. Just as soon as he get on the road on the track, as soon as he points the car in the right direction, he exits the racing line immediately.
yeah, and like going over those grass will be an immediate spin because it's going to be super wet outside the tracks. And plus, do not forget the standing water because when I was doing the lap across this track, there was a lot of standing water, and which was like completely throwing the car off. He slightly goes wide over here, but I think that shouldn't hurt him a lot.
I think that should be better for him because that part would offer him better rotation in slow speed. Even now, he's taking the curves in such a risky situation. I salute to this man. He's so daring.
And he's driving your car today, the car number 88.
Yeah, actually, I had some problems. I had to ask him.
Yeah, so we are coming on towards the end of his lap. And what times do you expect then, Mister? What would be a good time in this wet
I
conditions?
expect about maybe 220s or some 224s or so. The track is going to get faster, so the times will get better. So the pole should be around 220, something between them, depending on how fast the track drives.
Hmm.
But
He,
I think the track has already tried enough.
yeah, I
Then
think it's
maybe
absolutely bad.
teens could be possible.
Okay, so he is setting his the first time, and it is a 2:14.
His first lap is 214. All my predictions in the drain.
We saw in every entering the pits. Let's see what Enchanted Man does. He is 2:14. Aska's done a 2:16, 2:16.9. In a
Pavel Raja coming with a 227. Well, that's because he's on inters.
yeah.
Everyone else is on wets.
Let's see
And
what
Ench
fun anyway.
also did a very stellar lap on inters. 218 is 217.9, which is almost 218 is a very respectable lap on inters in these conditions.
Yeah, we saw Modi ki guarantee going P2 over there. Let's see what Duki Atma does.
Yeah,
He is entering the
he
pit.
was on wet tires and he's going again.
He's
He
entering
reset
the
the
pit.
car.
Yeah. We saw Duki Atma entering the pits. Sammy, let's see. He's also a pretty fast driver, so he should be in around 216, 17. And that moves him
Yeah.
to P5.
Sammy also did a 17.997. There is literally a difference of 0.001 second between P5 and P6. That's crazy, right?
Absolutely. We see also Manu, who is P7 right now, provisional P7, Modi ki guarantee P2 following him. So I guess there is a quite big gap between those drivers.
Yeah, and Modi ki guarantee and play are less than half a tenth away. So the MRs are also. I think Macron is the player here because so well on FR car compared to the likes of the other drivers, about 2 tenths faster.
And is there a dry line appearing? Did the rain stop already? Are we heading for a dry?
I can see the rain is very subdued. I think the rain has completely stopped and the track has started to dry. But
So-
it's not as dry as you think, even you see a dark line there.
But
This is
Oh.
well within the Inter's territory.
yeah, and I saw an engine going there about 8 seconds up on his current lap, so we could be seeing him in the top 5. Mako goes 2:13, but Mister, do you think it's a
Three and a
good?
half second faster than Modi. Mako got a 2:13.1.
Yeah, let's see what their times are going to be. Ancient Lab is coming up to the final chicane now, and we have Enchanted Man going P2 with a 2:14, Pagal Raja going
Just
P3.
a once. See, Ainge covered 1.5 second of lead in that lap. Mako got around a second faster, and Ainge did almost 3 seconds faster.
Ancient Lab
Ainge
goes
is catching up fast.
P1.
Yeah, I told NSX is really good on this track because of the wet conditions, and so the MR cars are performing well.
Yeah, and Marco, just tell me then. Sorry, Mister, just tell me, would it be a good idea to go on Inters right now and trying a lap, or is the rain coming down heavy and maybe it's better to stick to wet?
Yeah, the rain has come back again, and the track is wet again. So I don't think the drivers will improve any further on this because the track is very wet, and I can already see patches of water puddles coming on the track here and there.
So I guess we still have time for maybe 2 more laps, and Ninchan over here will be replacing car number 50. He's P4 right now. Dan Lord is P5. That must be an amazing lap, and he is your teammate, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, he must have done some practice here because uh, we can see his time is very good at the inter tires because as you can see the top two cars are wets, followed by even Ninjan is on wets, and the only two intermediate runners we see in top 5 are Ench and Danlord.
Yeah, it will be really interesting to see what time they set now, because the track seems to be slightly dry. Maybe they can.
Yeah, the rain stopped yet again.
So we could see last lap, which will be on maybe somewhat dry conditions.
Yeah.
Marco set up to
Marco did
12.
another fast lap, and he's only half a tenth slower than Pleb. The
Yeah.
competition between the top two is crazy, and I think Ench might also improve on the lap. No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we have Dan. He's coming up to 12. I think he made a mistake somewhere, so he will not improve. Pagal Raja, I think he's setting up for another quick lap. We have Fun Aniva and Ganesh. Let's see where they finish now. Currently running 7 and 12. Ganesh made a slight mistake over there. I guess that also compromises Fun Aniva's lap.
Meanwhile, as you can see, Dukhi, he didn't have a very good qualifying session till now, and I think he's still not going to improve this lap. So, his qualifying, I think it's finished. No, I think he might improve, but seeing himself outside the top 5 might be a shocker for most of us.
Yeah.
No, he went the fastest of all. Over a second faster than Pleb, and this is the Duki we have seen the whole league.
And I'm now quite curious to know, Mister, what tires he is on. And Inavri goes P1.
Duki was on Inters. Kinavri was also on Inters, but he did a faster lap on the
Sammy
same
goes
I think he was
P3.
behind him. That's why the track was a bit drier than
I'm
Duki's.
I'm sorry to cut you in, but Sammy goes P3. That is amazing.
Yeah, he was also on Inters. The Inter runners are showing their pace now.
So it turned out it was it was really fascinating to see. So at the end we see
Yeah, it was a
Inters.
roller coaster of emotions. Everyone shuffling in the top 5, top 8.
Absolutely. We see Mako P5 and Plap P4. So for the viewers, what tires are they on? Are they improving? Are they setting any better sector times?
Yeah, Makov seems like he's going to go pole. Makov is on wets.
2-8. But let's see where Ancient Plap finishes. He's just set a purple sector. He was 2 seconds up. Manu goes P5.
Yeah, but we see that Makov is already almost 2 seconds faster than an Avri. So we don't know if his purple sector is still purple or not.
Yeah, true. We see Enchanted Man going 207. This is crazy. This is crazy qualifying. So much of shifting and shuffling. And he goes P2. I guess there was a
Fourth
slight
place goes
mistake.
half a second faster than Makov.
Askas goes
Actually,
P2.
the thing is here, you the very last driver cross the line before the final lap begins.
Pagal Raja
And you
goes
get the dry start
P1.
of all.
I guess that was a really smart move by Pagal Raja. He stayed out
He
there.
was just, yeah, he was outside till the very last second, and he's on intersidal tire to be qualifying.
Absolutely, this was absolutely crazy. So I will cancel the race for now, letting our viewers know, because it will be a manual setup. For that, before that, I should take a screenshot of our results. Do you want to walk the viewers through our qualifying results, Mako, Mister?
Yeah, sure. So Pagal Raja did a minute 7 flat. So the track was fairly bit in the inter conditions. So that's a very good lap, even from the track moisture conditions, because we expect around 2 minutes 4 seconds to be the time when you switch between mixed and inters. So that was pretty close to the changing time. Followed by Inch, which is half a second slower than Pagal Raja, followed by Ascaz, which is 2/10 slower than Inch, still within the 2 minute sevens, followed by Gyanesh, the first driver on the most chosen car in this league, GR Nismo, also 2 minute 7.8, followed by Pleb, P5 in the NSX Group 3, the first driver in 2 minute 8s, about 1.4 seconds behind Pagal Raja, followed by Mako, 2 minute 8.9 on GTR Nismo. Then comes Modi Ki Guarantee on R8 LMS Evo, 2 minute 9.7, 2.5 seconds slower than Pagal Raja, followed by Ninjan on Mercedes AMG GT3 2016, doing a 2 minute 10, 3.25 seconds slower than Pagal Raja, and that's our top 8. Moving ahead, in 9th place, we have Dan Lord in McLaren 650S GT3, doing a 2 minute 10.7, followed by Navi in GTR Nismo, 2 minute 10.8, followed by Dukhi Atma, which I don't think he had a very good qualifying, with a 2 minute 10.8. Fun Anywhere, again 2 minute 11.4. As we can see, the last 5 drivers are from 8 all the way to 11, they are within, all the way to 12, they are within 1 second. Followed by Sammy, who is again on GTR Nismo, with a 2 minute 11.8, 4.8 seconds behind the leader. Followed by Manu, who is on P40, the last driver on the provisionally in R8 LMS EU, 11 point, who is also 4.8 seconds behind the leader. So now we'll be applying the grid drop penalties which have been carried over from last race, and then we'll be starting the race very soon.
Yeah, I'm just setting up the lobby now. We had Ninjan drop from the lobby. I guess he's back. We have Pagal Raja, Uncharted Man, Askas. So let me just see if everyone is back. Okay, everyone is back, and I should be able to configure, set up everyone, set the drivers. We have Askas, who will be starting P3 after Uncharted Man. We have Ganesh at P4. We have Ancient Plab, who out qualifies Mako at P5. Then we have Mako at P6. Then we have Modi Ki Guarantee at P7. Then we have Ninchan at P8. We have Fun Anywhere. No, we then have Dan. So we have Lord Dan driving bad at P9. In every has moved to P10. Then we have Dukhi Atma, as you said, Mr. He had a bad qualifying. I guess it was just bad timing. But let's see what happens during the race, because it is going to be crazy again. So we have Fun Anywhere with a 2-place drop. So that would move Manu to P12 and Fun Anywhere and Sammy. So I think that would cover our racers for today. Pagaragcha, Uncharted Manascus, Ganesh, Chanflab, Mako, Diki Guarantee, Ninjan, and then in every.
Dan and Fun Anywhere are yet to enter. When they do, we'll configure their grid place to start with the race. For everyone who is joining us now, we have already done the qualifying for the race. Welcome to the round on Nürburgring GP track, and as you can see, there is going to be rain here and the track seems very wet. So welcome for the round 4. We'll be proceeding the race very soon, so stay with us.
Yes, Mako has a comment there, but yes, he was P6. Yes, yes, you were Mako. Um, I hope everyone is ready, and it's raining out there. It's raining heavily, so let's get on with the race. Mr. O, what do you think?
So let's get going with the party and let's see what tasks everyone has taken.
Yes. So, Mr. Quick predictions.
So considering that the track will be drying later on, it is very difficult to predict who will be the actual winner here because it comes down to the strategy calls. But considering the strategy calls throughout the series, I will be betting on Pagal Raja. Maybe Duki Atma would be making a recovery from the back of the grid.
Okay.
It would be really nice to see.
Yeah. So let's stay on Ascas. I guess everyone is in the lobbies, and we are go with the Nürburgring JP. Let's see what happens at T1. It's a super wet circuit. We are heading into T1 right now. He's going on the outside.
So there are already dives going on. People are jumping from the back of the grid, and some drivers are taking it careful while others are resting the sideline.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of drivers are on the inters predicting that the track will be drying, but still half the grid is on wets.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty wet track to me. And I see Ganesh, Ancient Flap mode in P4.
Turn 4 and 5.
Absolutely. But we see Ancient Flap who has moved to P4. We have Mako who has moved to P4 now. And
Mako is on the attack on Ganesh, taking the inside line,
yes,
using the extra grip on the unrubbered part of the track in the wet conditions. And he makes the move straight.
And he has moved to P3 from P6. That was quite a jump from, he jumped up 6 places.
Yeah, Mako should make as many places as he can because he seems to be on the wets.
Yeah.
Because I can see how much more grip he has compared to the other drivers.
What about other drivers? What about Pagal Raja and Uncharted Man? What tires are they running?
I won't be helping anyone stream snipe, so I'm just predicting on what I can see from the limited display I have. So I think they might be on inters because they are a lot less grippier compared to the cars behind them. Because as you can see, Mako and Pleb attack. So I don't know if Pleb is on wets or is Pleb is getting the advantage from the traction because of his car's MR disposition.
They should be very careful about that standing water there on the tracks. And Mako, I think, is going in for a move right now, and he's going to grab that P2. No, he decides to stay back.
H goes into the back of Pagal Raja. We already flowing in.
And I think Pagal Raja was reset there to 6th place.
And Pagal Raja is reset.
Yeah, so I guess
he's all the way back at P8 from P1. That was a disaster.
Yeah.
And Mako makes the move on H.
Yeah, I guess that would be a report. Probably some late braking, and with these conditions, I guess it's really difficult to brake right now.
And let's focus on Pleb versus Ench. Pleb is on the attack, Ench is on the defense. And Pleb should be able to make the move if he better compound.
Yeah, he's taking the outside line, and he makes it stick. Yeah, he goes P2. He has
the inside line for the next corner.
He makes it stick, and he claims that P2. So we are going to see, and he spins his slide. P2 now.
Meanwhile, Duki Atma is way far in the back of the grid. Something happened.
Okay,
Or is he struggling with the tires?
let's go through the grid then.
Meanwhile, the rear pack is really fighting it tooth and nail between them. The last four cars are within 1 second, and Sammy spins.
We have Modi ki guarantee as
Sammy had a spin.
Sammy, did he collide with someone? Duki Atma at P13, and we have Sammy indeed at P14. I guess something went wrong then. And he did start last, but let's see if he can make
Lev
an
and Inch are
position.
still fighting tooth and nail. Oh, there is another contact from the way it looks from the TV cam.
Well, we see some racing going on between Manu and Pagal Raja over here. Manu going on the inside. There was a slight contact, but I think that was fine. That was just racing out there. And he claims that
Yeah.
P11.
And Pavel Raja is going back and back. He is just losing time hands over fist to everyone on the grid.
Yeah,
Did he go on slicks? But no, it doesn't look like that because he is not losing time that fast.
yeah, I think he has gone on inters, and I think it is not helping him a lot in these conditions right now. Because I would have gone
I
wet.
believe that Lexus is very dependent on its front grip, and that's why he's not getting rear traction anywhere on the track.
Yeah, so
He's
we
sliding all the way.
yeah, so we see all these five guys going in right now, and we have a yellow flag. Someone
And we
named.
see a yellow flag
What happened? Oh, we see Enavri crashing
in
out.
every spun.
Yeah, we see Enavri crashing out. He is P8 right now. So I guess
And Mako has built a 3.5 second lead over Pleb.
yeah, but
And the rain seems to be drying down, but the track is still so wet.
yeah, I would probably stay wet for another 2 laps at least before changing on tires. I think it's really wet out there
The
right now.
question is, even if the rain slows down, even if the track starts drying, is it a good idea to inters or try to stick out as long as you can and directly go to slick?
Huh. For me, Mister, I think it depends on the tire wear as well, because we know that once it is dry, this wet tires will chew up quite quickly. So we may have to change the tires.
That is the trouble we have because of the 6-time tires wear and 6-time fuel.
Yes. So
Pleb is still losing time to Mako, 4.5 seconds from 3.5.
do we see a move coming
Mako
on?
is making around a second over everyone on the grid.
Yeah, he did.
Each lap.
He did mention that this is his favorite track and he is racing your car. So we could see some
I think
racing.
I made a good by asking him to substitute me.
But do not forget, we have the 40% point deduction, so you will be losing points at the end of the day.
Yeah, this is not my best track either way.
So letting the viewers know that we have reserve drivers today who can sub for our races. For example, Mako replacing Mr. today, but they will be losing 40% of their points. Modi ki guarantee is in P5 right now, quickly followed by Askaz and Ninjan. Ganesh is in
At the
P4.
back of the grid, we have and Sammy fighting, and they're pretty close.
I will quickly jump to Sammy and Duki.
Duki is losing time.
So Sammy made 2 places and he has jumped Manu and Duki Atma and he's P12 right now. And he's quickly following Pagal Raja and Fun anyway. But what about Pagal Raja? I think after that collision he did have a disastrous.
Should make a move here.
Yeah.
Because I think he has a tire advantage since he's on inters now.
Yeah, and
He
now
made a move. He went for a dive.
Yeah.
And he made the car slow down.
yeah, that was a clean move. That was a
That
nice
was
move.
super skillful driving there.
Yeah, that was amazing. And we see now, Mr. So now we see that all the drivers on inters are having an advantage. So would
See,
it,
the wet drivers are already trying to go on the wetter part of the track to keep the tires cool.
Yeah.
We'll start seeing the wear soon.
yeah, we could see
At
Fun
the end of
anywhere.
this lap, I'll switch display all mode to check everyone's tire and let you know
Yeah.
how they are going and who are on wets and inters.
So yeah, we could see Fun anywhere over there who was trying to stay on the wet part of the track to save his tires, but I don't know, maybe what do you think about the rain, Mister? Is it still going to rain or are we heading for a dry? Oh,
I can see big droplets falling on the track, and I think as we saw in the track would get wet for another small spell, and afterwards it should start drying after the 10-minute walk. Yeah, I can already see the track getting wet because I can't see the darker patch, the center of the track anymore.
Yeah.
It's already become shinier and shinier.
And then we can actually see on the windscreens over here, and we are in for rain again, so it's going to get wetter again.
The rain is really heavy right now.
Yeah, so I guess the Inter guys will have to, and we see Tran struggling over there. But yes, it seems to be wet for a few more laps before we see some dry track action. And I think Pagal Raja seems to be making a move on then soon. I guess this battle will continue for a while. But let's quickly jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's quickly jump around.
See, the bigger strategy issue here is how much lead should Makov make on the inter runners to cement his lead? Because we know the base pit loss is around 14 seconds, followed by 5-second tire change loss. But that is for dry conditions. For wet, how much time loss we can expect here?
Yeah, but
And how much lead should he ideally make before, or should he directly wait to go for slicks, like maybe make a 10 to 12 and try to stick with the guys and directly go to soft?
do you think? I think it is too wet. Oh, and we could see some racing over here between Ninjan and Askas. Do we see a move from Ninjan? Do we see a move from him? He is quite close, and
He should attack, and I think there is a good possibility to
And he
attack
makes
here
a move,
because the
yeah.
inner line would give so much braking because of the grainier track.
yeah, and he makes it stick. He makes it stick. So he goes P6. So we,
That was really smooth.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, the Mister. Modi ki guarantees.
And Pagar Raja has and less than half a second between the two.
So we could see him move into P9 soon. So I guess there is a move
That has
coming.
gone wide. It would compromise his exit to turn
Yeah.
5. And I think Pagar Raja is going to make a move. Oh no, he is himself.
Pagal Raja is still following him quite closely. We could see a move from him soon. But what about our top three guys, Mister? Because they have pulled a huge lead right now.
Yeah, let's see which tire they are on.
I see
So
Ganesh.
Makov is on wets and he has made an 8-second lead over it.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, the track is now well within interconditions.
So we
Plev is also on wets and Plev has a half a second penalty.
so
So I
just
think
to
something went really wrong in last lap for him to lose 5 seconds and get a half-second penalty on top of that.
so let's
Anish is also on winters, so his tires would come into play really
yeah
soon.
just to
Modi guarantees on wets, so I don't think he'll be catching up to Ganesh
yeah just
anytime
to
soon.
so Mister, just to cut you off over here, sorry to cut you off, but Ganesh, we saw P going purple on this sector, so I guess he's on inters, and now those inters are coming into picture, so maybe he could be chasing Ancient Pleb over there and Enchanted Man. If they are on wax, I think they will be losing time
No,
because
Ench is on inters. He's catching hands over fist to Makov. He's already almost 4 tenths in the last 3 sectors. And he goes purple.
yeah, he goes
209.6,
purple.
9.6, the fastest lap of this race.
Meanwhile, okay, and now we see Ganesh going 209. So yes, those inters are coming into play. So this,
See, the guys going ahead would splash the water off the track. So the guys going behind would have more and more dry track.
yes,
And they should catch up more and more to the guys in the front. And the lead, we will see the it diminishing, and the pack should bunch up together once more.
yeah. So here's what happened right now. They,
Askas spins, Askas goes into the grass, and that's a really bad rejoin. That is a really dangerous when he went into the grass and then he reversed onto the track while the rest of the traffic was going on, and he cut across the racing line.
oh, I hope no one's race was ruined. But yeah, something that we could look into once the race is done. But yes, I guess he's being chased by Fun Anywhere and Manu right now, so I think probably he will lose that place. Duki Atma moves to P10 and he has set the fastest lap. So we see these guys improving time right now, and there is quite some aju
Meanwhile,
baju going
Modi
on.
Guarantee is bunching the field behind him. There are 5 cars in a train all stuck behind Modi Guarantee because he's the only car on wets.
And he's under pressure from Pagal Raja.
Ninjan is also on wets, but he's managing, I think maybe he's managing better than Modi Guarantee.
So he's under pressure from everyone right now, and
Pagal
even
Raja already overtook Modi ki guarantee, and he's already pulled off a 7/10 lead on him.
Yes, so we see those inters really working now. And Duki Atma making a move on 10, that moves him in P8. I guess Modi ki guarantee is going to lose that P7 quite soon as well.
Yeah, it's the race is going from bad to worse for guarantee.
Yeah, but let's see. We still could be seeing some more
There
rain.
is a very aggressive defense going on between Modi ki guarantee and Duki, and Duki
Oh,
goes
everyone
of
goes
Modi
right.
and pushes him into Pagal Raja, but Pagal Raja saves it, and he's still in. Pleb goes for the tire change.
Yeah. What
He's
is
into the pits.
what do you know about their fuel levels, Mister? I'm now quite curious to know if those tires can those that fuel is enough for them to at least cover half of the race.
I think many of the guys are being judicious on fuel. Like, I think the base fuel economy you can expect from the cars is 7 or 8 laps, but looking that every car is on their seventh lap, the fuel looks good enough to keep them going for 2-3 laps more. Meanwhile, Pagal Raja, again, just like Monza, he's super good on fuel. He has over 40 liters. So I think he can lap 12 if the track doesn't dry and force him to go into the dry tires.
Absolutely. So this is quite interesting because now we see the dry line. And would it be so? What would you do, Mister, over here? Would it make sense to stay for a couple of laps out and maybe try mediums or softs? Or
I think the wet runners should directly go onto the slicks. Maybe this lap, maybe the next lap. But I think there is a dry line, and the dry line is wide enough for them to drive fairly safely on them without getting wet parts.
absolutely, absolutely, I would agree with that.
Meanwhile, Inch has scored over 3 seconds in the last 2 laps.
So Inch is moving close towards Mako. We have some racing going on over here in the mid pack of
And
the race.
Mako goes into the pits.
Mako jump into the
So
pits.
goes Inch. Everyone is going into pits in the leaders. Maybe Ganesh would also. Ganesh stays out.
Ganesh stays
It
out.
would be really interesting to see if his tire survives till the end of this lap because the track looks very dry now.
Yes, yes, indeed. But how many laps can they do? Because Ganesh goes out, so maybe he can do one stop. One stop. Is it enough for the race? I see others staying out as well. We see Pagal Raja now moving to P2. Dan Lord moves to P3.
He's saving 3 laps worth of fuel in a Nissan. Maybe the Lexus can do it as we have seen it in the last race. But Nissan might be a difficult task.
Yeah, but we know like even Duki Atma and Pagal Raja in both their cars, they are also good on fuel, and we see someone jumping into medium, so that is now it is heading into a dry race, I guess.
Makov is on softs, Hench is on mediums.
What do you think about this? Because I think it's and in every coming out of the pits in mediums, and that's going to be super slippery out. The ancient lab is going to make a jump on him. Yes, I guess so. No, I guess and every saves it.
Yeah.
But
So we see the grid with Gyanesh leading 7 seconds against Pagal Raja, with Dan less than half a second behind him, followed by Duki Atma, Sammy. These 5 have not picked yet. And then we have Makov, Ench, Tenavri, Pleb. These 4 drivers are on slicks.
so
And then Askar is still on it, but he has not yet picked.
so
So something has gone really wrong for this guy because he is a pit stop and dozen seconds behind the slick runner.
yeah, but you see, Dan is now challenging Pagal Raja Jr. for a race position. But we may see Ganesh then jumping into the pits at the end of this lap. Do we see him coming into the pits? But what do you?
Should definitely go in because
Yeah, he is entering the
he
pits now.
doesn't have the tire to go. And
And
Pagal Raja's front left are complete.
yeah, I think both of them are jumping into all of them. Dan and we see even
And
Sammy.
Duki Atma one more lap.
Duki Atma stays out. Yes.
His tire has less than 5% like
But
he is
then,
going to make that.
but I think this is going to hurt him. He's not setting too bad of a lap time. He's 206. In every
Yeah,
event,
but Slick
2.5.
should be faster. Let's see the outlaps.
But I would,
Considering that
we need to
time
see.
loss in the pit, Makov is doing around 228 in his outlap, so that is a really good time.
Yeah, so we see these guys who had pit earlier, for them the undercut worked fine. So Enchanted Man is in now P3, Mako is P2, and Dukiyatma in P1. But what do you make of the strategies, Mister? So some guys have gone on softs and some guys have gone mediums. Do you think these tires can last?
No, softs would definitely not last, and so would mediums. Mediums wouldn't last either. I think softs should last 4 to 5 laps in normal conditions, but since the track is damp, it would be the best idea to go from softs to mediums because soft would be lasting longer in the track. And you also have wet regions to dry your tires. So maybe in these conditions, the softs would last maybe 7 laps because of the colder track. So I
Yeah,
think going from soft to medium, soft, and again softs would be very beneficial in this condition, unless you are planning a one stop, which looks highly unlikely because running a full tank of fuel for 12 laps is going to be a big ask.
yeah, absolutely. And we could see here Dukiyatma losing quite
Duki
some time.
Atma, Duki Atma's front tires are completely dead. Both front tires are completely red. Rear
And
left is almost red.
and he's 4 seconds
And
down.
so,
He's 4 seconds down on his last lap. So and
not
Mako,
just 4 seconds, he has lost 8 seconds to Makov in just 3 sectors.
yeah, I think that has
8 seconds.
compromised. And he goes wide. And he goes wide. And Mako, I think, can easily put a jump
He
on
is
him.
so aggressive on the brakes because of the soft tires. He has already caught up 9.5 seconds in the span of one lap. So this cost Duki Atma too much time.
So what is the pit loss? What is the time lost over here in the pits? And he goes P1. He sets the fastest lap right
Yeah,
now.
that's fastest 2 minute one.
You see Duki jumping into the pits. Enchanted Man also. So there is a battle happening here between Mako and Enchanted Man. They are 10 seconds away.
I
And
think they are 9 seconds away, but Ench is on medium, so they're definitely on different strategies. So, like you asked me about pit loss, so the pit loss is 14-second basic loss plus 4.5 to 5 seconds for tire change. So there is 19 seconds that you are definitely losing. Plus you are refueling, and which is 5 liter per second. So let's say you refuel from 10 liter to 90 liter, that is about 80 liters. So you lose 16 seconds on top of that. So that's a total pit loss of 35 seconds.
yeah, so I think that would make Duki Atma come maybe somewhere around 12 or 13. But this is quite interesting because we see Pagal Raja in P5 right now. Ancient Lab is still ahead of him. And Sammy, who started last as we know, is now P6. So this is quite amazing because he's back in the race.
Yeah. And not to mention, Ainch is maintaining the 9 second gap with Makov, even though he is on in mediums, while Makov is on softs.
So
So
how
the soft tires aren't working as good for Makov as he would have wanted it to. Or maybe Ainch is just that good on
and we see
mediums.
a yellow flag.
Do we
Someone
have
has
an
gone off.
Andaman?
Someone has gone off track. I'm sorry to interrupt the maestro, but someone went off track. We had a yellow for a while, and I think I guess they recovered. But then this will be quite interesting, Mister, because we see Enchanted Man on mediums, so he may. Oh, and we see Manu off the track, but he may put a jump on Mako at the end. I guess
No,
someone.
both are. I don't think Ench is saving that much fuel. And Ench has spun and hit the barrier. 1.5 second penalty. He lost 10. And the 1.5 second penalty on top of that. Can you go to Mako? Just see how aggressively he's gone to the wet part of the track just to keep it soft and keep the front tires from dying.
Yes, that is really smart. That is really smart. So he is he has put up a great time on Ange. He is about 20 seconds. So I think he must be safe. He should be safe out here. Did Duki crash? Did Duki crash? So did Fun Anywhere crash? Oh my God! Fun Anywhere spun. Fun Anywhere spun.
Oh, Fun Anywhere is almost 2 sectors behind the leader.
Yes.
So it's going to be a difficult race for him. One night he would want to forget. And Askas goes to
Askas
pits
jumps
and
into
he
the
was
pit.
on Inter till now.
So Askas,
He's definitely doing a one stop, I believe.
yeah, it looks like he's
No, or
thinking of
he
one stop.
already went from wet to Inter. He's going on slicks now. Will he be able to do a 10 lap stint?
Uh, I,
And Duki has made the pass on Askas.
so he has jumped
And I
Askas.
think Fun Anywhere as well.
So Askas would be moving to the end of the grid then in P13. We have Ninjan in P10 and Manu is P9. That is really nice to see. They are fighting for the 9th and 10th position.
And Manu goes into the wet parts of the track and loses all his balance.
We see
His
a move
car is
coming up.
still struggling.
We see a move coming up.
Ningen is going to attack,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a very risky move
And,
outside on the wet part of the track, and he backs out.
and we saw
There was a
someone,
momentarily yellow, and Samia has spun.
Tukiatman.
And there are cars coming from behind. Manu and Ningen. Oh, he spun again.
Oh my god, and there was a.
Oh, the car ghosted through him. Thank God. It would have been a really nasty spin
Yeah.
and a really nasty crash. Dukhi Atma.
And
Oh, he passes through again.
the ghosting was set to off, but I guess somehow they both were saved. But yes, here there is some battle brewing up between these two guys. They are battling hard for 8 and 9 since we saw Semi dropping out over there from this top 10. Duki moves to P10.
Meanwhile, Bakov has increased the lead to 22 seconds from 19.
Oh, Manu spins. Oh my god. And Manu has spun and he drops to P9.
Manu's race is going from bad to worse. He's on hard tires. The only driver on hard tires.
And now we see.
And Duki is catching up.
Yeah, I think Duki will make a jump. But now you see, Mr. how those tires are difficult for the guys to handle. If they move to the slightly wet part, then yeah, they are in for a spin. And I guess many of the drivers experienced that today. So once you go from the dry parts towards the wet, I guess it's difficult to manage the grip.
Meanwhile, moving on the front of the field, we have Ganesh and Pleb fighting.
Yeah, we see a battle happening over here then. So Ancient Plab and Ganesh, NSX and the Nissan.
It will be really interesting to see because Ganesh is on a tire disadvantage, it seems. Because Ancient Pleb has got a lot of time between him and Ganesh. And he is very soon to make a move.
So do we see a move? So 7 seconds, 0.7 seconds. Yeah, I guess.
I think it would take maybe the chicane or maybe the start-finish straight if he managed to close the gap up before that. But before that, I don't think he has any good opportunity because of the wet fringes of the track.
Yeah, but this is indeed quite good result for the Mavericks team. Ganesh and we have Enchanted Man who are part of the Mavericks. So they are currently in P2 and P3, and I think they are quite looking strong over here. Ancient Pleb for Pleb Anywhere team, and in Ivory and Pagal Raja they are from the Hiding Raja.
Hitting constant 201s. That's really consistent times.
Yes, absolutely, Mister. I think he is now 30 seconds ahead of Pleb, so he could even jump into the pits. So we see Ganesh there jumping into the pits. Okay, what happened over there?
No.
He spun.
No, he spun. Actually, the pit entry is really wet right now, and he tries to brake.
Oh my god!
The aquaplanes outside the pits.
Oh my god!
That was a disaster for him. He lost about 6 seconds.
That went horribly wrong for him. And I guess then...
Yeah, he did a 3 no scope and D-joint.
So I guess for everyone going back into the pits, that would be quite a surprise for them because the pit entry, as we know, is quite wet. And I guess they will realize it.
I thought what Ganesh would have been trying was get onto the mediums and do a 7-lap stint. An 8-lap stint and bring the race home.
Yes, so
that would have been a good call because the mediums should be able to last maybe 7 or maybe even 8 laps on the track because there are patches to cool the tires.
Yes, and I guess that was the commentator's curse because now I guess he will be in a difficult position to claim that P3 back. So I guess Ancient Pleb and
Meanwhile,
Inevitable.
Mako has pulled off an entire pit stop over Inch.
How far is Mako right now? So he is
It's 26
26
seconds
seconds.
between Mako and Inch.
Yes.
And I think Mako should go and do sprint on medium till the end of the race.
So I guess,
I think he is going for one more lap.
yeah. So I guess the strategy really helped him. So with softs, he pulled enough gap. He could cool down the tires, and he has pulled enough gap for a pit.
Yeah, he's so aggressively cooling. Get that wet patch under his tires.
Yes. So we could see him gaining the win today, getting the win today. But then let's see.
I think most likely he will win if he doesn't win his race.
Yeah, and we see over here, Ancient Pleb is quickly following Enchanted Man. There is only 3 second gap behind them, and
Yeah,
he
this
goes
time,
P1
Yanis
right
is
now,
very careful and he manages to pit properly.
and he was on hard.
Meanwhile,
He was on
Inavi had a
hard.
crash and he back at P7.
Oh my God! So we could see some quite, and then Lord makes a
Ghana is
jump
making
on
a
P.
Pagal Raja and he has made it.
That is amazing. That is amazing. That is.
But I think Pagal Raja would be going for a no stop from here on. Because as we can see, there are only 7 laps left and he should have enough fuel to make the Lexus last. But I don't think his tires would be able to handle 7 laps in conditions.
Yes, and we see. So I'm quite curious to know, Mister, what tires Dan Lord is on. Can he finish this race
Let
without
me
pitting?
check.
Can he finish the race without pitting?
I
'Cause-
can see Danlord is not very optimistic in terms of fuel. The McLaren isn't particularly good in saving fuel because if you start to short shift or if you
oh,
go
and
into
Inevitable goes wide over
it
there.
loses a lot of pace.
Yes, yes. But then we see him ahead of Ninchin by 17 seconds, and he could jump Manu for P9. So I think he can finish in the top 10. So we,
Ganesh came out behind Dukhi Atma.
yes, and we see
So
Mako
Mako
jumping
goes
into the pits.
His
Yes.
tires are completely dead. He lost 2 seconds to Ench in this lap itself.
So,
And Ench goes wide.
oh, and
Ench completely bottles the chicane and gives
He's
the
reset.
second place to Pleb.
he's reset. He got reset. He's got reset.
Yeah. I think Pleb will get the lead on Makov since he has to refuel as well. But I think Pleb will definitely have to get back into the pits to refuel his car.
So can
So
he make it?
Makov could still get the win.
Yes. And I see Mako is going softs again, probably. Enchanted Man also, he stays out. So that moves Mako to P3, who is coming out right now in
Makov has
P3.
again gone to soft for the last 6 laps.
Yes.
That's a really. I think his tires will be completely cooked by the 19th or last lap.
Yes. So what would you do if you were Ancient Pleb right now, Mister? Would you pull the trigger and jump into the pits as well?
See, I don't think there is chance for Pleb to get Makov in this race because a 24-second raw lead, no matter how fast your pit stop is, we are not covering that up. And Makov would likely be on the soft or medium from Pleb's perspective. So there is very less chance for him to make a move in the last part of the race. Because if he were on softs, he would not be able to cover the lead. If Makov would be on mediums, then he would have much greater pace at the end of the race.
Yeah.
So Pleb should try to cement his lead on Ench. I think Pleb should stay out for
Oh, and this engine
or
slipping.
maybe
Oh, yeah.
even go in this lap and get onto softs and try to get the fastest lap.
And we see some, sorry to interrupt you, Mister, but we see some action going on. We saw Ninjan jumping out, and there is some racing going on between Dukhi Atma and Ganesh. Ganesh goes slightly wide, and he goes off track. Is going to lose all
he
those
goes
fans.
onto the wet part and he becomes a passenger and goes into class.
Yes, he was looking
And
for a
Ninjan
quite
is
strong
going
finish.
to catch up. He got a few seconds,
Yes,
but he is not close enough to actually get the flip or even make a move.
Yes, and we see Askas they're moving to P10. Sammy, I guess he lost a couple of time. He lost
In
some
every has a
position.
penalty. Did he hit a ball somewhere? It looks like so because it's a 1.5-second penalty. Pleb goes into the pits, so he
So
doesn't have enough fuel to continue. So I think he should be going on to and driving till the end of the.
so we see Mako going
Meanwhile,
P1.
Mako makes a move on track.
Yes, so that moves Mako into the lead again. And we will.
I think Inch is completely out of fuel.
Oh, he has run out of
He's
fuel.
not accelerating.
He has ran out of fuel. How can
Inch has
the
run out
race
of
go
fuel.
so
Race
bad?
goes from bad to worse, and he quits.
Oh my god, that is really terrible. That moves Dan in P3. So I don't know for how long, but that
What
is
is happening? I think he can stay here for a few laps, but
that is really crazy.
yeah, Pagar Raja
And
looks to
ancient
be
pleb spins. Ancient pleb spins. He goes off track and I think he recovers it, but I think he lost a couple of seconds over there now.
yeah, but I think his threat to Inch is completely lost. He should get fastest lap. I think no, he has already the fastest lap.
Yes.
So I think we are looking for a 19-point finish for Pleb if Makov doesn't beat his fastest lap.
Yeah, but it's like
Meanwhile,
too early.
Makov has a 14-second gap to Pagal Raja.
Yeah, but now it goes crazy because now you see Pagal Raja is
Dan
currently
is
P2.
fighting Pagal. Has by far been the best race for Dan Lord.
Yeah, this will be amazing for your team, Bandover Racing Team, because I know that he is your teammate with the same livery, running with Macau today.
So even if I have run this race and got P2, that would have been an 8-point finish for me. But if Makov gets P1, that would have been a 13-point finish for me. But even that would be a better result for me because he is hampering another team for getting that P1.
Okay, let's do the point calculations later, mister. But fun anyway, staying out there, that was pretty wise. But this is quite amazing. We see Dan challenging Pagal Raja for that place. What is happening here, mister? What are the tires? What is the fuel? Oh.
And then spins.
And then spun.
No.
Yes, that was the commentator's curse, and he's going into the pits. But quite brilliant. Okay, and now you can see how slippery.
The pit entry is going to get a penalty for that. Oh, he doesn't have enough fuel.
Yeah, but we can see how slippery it is.
He's going to lose all the track position he has made. And Dukhi defended against Ganesh, and that was a very aggressive defense. And he hurls a cone over the.
And Ganesh goes wide.
Ganesh was pushed wide by Dukhi.
Okay, that is something for the stewards to review after the race, letting our viewers know that any time penalty will be added at the end of the race. And Marco there takes the fastest lap again. He is 1:59.624.
And we have finally seen a sub 2-minute lap, and this is already the 16th lap done. So I think we'll be going faster and faster from here on out, and we should be seeing 158s moving forward, or maybe the pure dry pace of 155s.
Yes. So we see Dan getting that 3 seconds penalty, as you mentioned, Mr. And quickly followed by Askas. I think that McLaren seems to be pretty strong over here.
He's going to lose this pace because of his terrible pit entry.
Yes, but that was a tricky entry after all.
Actually you get used to the dry track, the grip of the mediums on the track, and then when you try to enter and when you start hydroplaning, that experience is really upsetting.
So we see Sammy jumping into the pits. Manu is in P11 and Fun Anywhere completing P12. He is quickly followed by one of our leaders. Mako is in P1 and Pagal Raja is in P2. He is about 20 seconds behind. So what do you think about Pagal Raja, Mr.? Do we see him coming into the pits soon? Because is he trying to finish this race?
Even if tired eyes, he should be trying to stay out for maybe 1 or 2 laps. Because in 2 laps, he won't lose 20 seconds.
Yeah, but this is crazy because
another driver left, Modi left, and Sammy also left.
Yes, I guess they had some issues, but we can confirm it after the race. So Pagal Raja versus Ancient Pleb. Can Ancient Pleb take that P2? And will an Ancient Pleb go?
There is a chance. There is a very realistic chance that Pleb could take P2 from Pagal Raja. Because I don't think working those medium tires for 3 laps is going to be easy for Pagar Raja because it has already been well over 8 laps, I think, since Pagar Raja pit. No, Pagar Raja pit on lap 9, and it has been that ninth lap since then.
Yes. So this will be quite interesting at the as we head towards the end. So he has pulled about 1 second right away. Ancient Pleb is now 6.5 seconds behind him. But what about Dukhi Atma? He started somewhere around P11, I guess, P11, 12, and now running P4. And he goes slightly wide.
Yeah, but actually there is going to be a move by Ganesh, and it is going to be very soon. Because Ganesh is on a mission. He's on a charge. He has been attacking Dukhi for last 2 laps, and some have been a really calls.
Can we see a move coming over here? I think he's still too far.
Yeah, this is well within dive bomb territory, so Dukhi needs to defend this.
Can we
But
see?
Ganesh
No.
is going for the inside line. No.
But that was a
Ganesh thinks better of it.
yeah. That was smart racing though. He can still take him up in the next lap or
Yeah, but
somewhere
I
around
think
here.
Ganesh would be trying to take the inside line because the last time he tried to take the outside line, he was pushed into the wets.
I think
So
Dukhi
he
is
would
under
be trying to
pressure,
take the inside line, no matter how unlikely it looks, because no, he goes on the outside.
and he makes that move. He can it work?
No, he gets on the better part, and he had to back off because he didn't have the raw grip, dry conditions. But now he has a much better exit than Dukhi, going to make the move even before the chicane.
Yes, I think.
No, he hits the back of Dukhi. He loses his speed.
But that was brilliant racing by Dukhi Atma, and as we know, he's quite good at defending.
So that was a really awkward line Dukhi had to take because he's trying to defend the line.
I will.
But now this is going to be the lap. This is going to be the moment of truth. Is T1 going to cost Dukhi this position? Because Ganesh had made a really good exit. No, but he got stunned by Dukhi.
Dukhi making his move
But
over
he's
there.
still staying on the outside. He's still outside. No, we have a yellow flag. If Ganesh makes a move now, he's going to
Yeah,
penalty.
I think someone went wide over there, and Ganesh makes a move.
Yeah, the flag is
He
off and
case.
Dukhi's space. Dukhi's space. He
Oh my
faces
God.
the wrong way.
Yes, Dukhi something went wrong
No,
over there.
that was a really bad moment to spin. He lost his lead against Ganesh, but that didn't cause him a lot of time because that was a slow zone.
Yes.
He only lost about 6 seconds to Askas.
Yeah, but he's being quickly followed by Askas now. Then, and he's,
Meanwhile, Pleb is only 1.5 seconds behind Pagal Raja, and Ancient Pleb has the fastest lap, 158 flat.
so today we see and Pagaraja going wide over there, and I think that time is going to come down, and we are going to head
Pagal Raja
into.
seeing Ancient Pleb
And he got
catching
off.
4-5 seconds a lap, that would be a disaster.
Yeah, and
he
we
gets
see.
a half-second penalty.
So we see Ancient Plab over
He's
there
living a
challenging for
nightmare.
P2. Yes, I think that was pretty smart from Pagal Raja Jr., but I think Ancient Plab can maybe gain a position on him.
Yeah, this has been such a tricky race, such a painful race for so many drivers. As we can see, the grid spread is so much. P4 is almost 50 seconds behind the leader, while Askas at P6 was already 1 minute behind the leader.
Yes, so do we see a move
While P10
over here?
is already lapped.
Yes, so we see, can we see a move here? Pagal Raja and Ancient Plab, I think it will be a clean overtake, maybe
No, I think
not
Pleb
in this
can
lap.
comfortably hit till the penalty line and just stick behind him. He doesn't need to risk anything by going into the wetter part of the track.
Yes, but this is the last lap now, so he must be thinking of making that move. Meanwhile, Mister, do you see
I
any
don't think
action?
he need to because Pagal Raja would be so down, and he has enough grip in his softs.
Yes, absolutely. But then I hope there are no mistakes from these drivers.
Made a switchback. He had a faster exit, but he goes into the back of Pagal Raja and gives all his momentum to him.
Yes, and while they battle it out, I'm wondering if there is any action going on behind.
So Danlord and Askas are maybe Danlord can make a move on Askas because Askas is on bond mediums and Dan is on a very fresher stock. compared to
Mister,
that.
sorry to interrupt, but we see Ancient Flag moving on. He made the jump on Pagal Raja and he's into P2. So I guess he gets the fastest lap and
Yeah,
also
this was
P2.
inevitable,
Yes.
but that was a beautiful certainly going on at
And
that place.
let's head back over here. So we see Ninjan jumping into the pits. We see Eskaz and Dan. We could see a battle happening between these two guys.
If Ninja saved
And
some
someone,
fuel,
oh
he
my
would
god,
have
and
saved a pit
Duki
stop
jumps
at
out.
that.
Duki goes out again. Duki goes to P7.
So this race has been a disaster for Duki.
What brilliant driving by Dan
And
Lord
Maverick
today.
also goes and
So this guy's called. Oh, and I just
so Markov
forgot.
finishes the race at P1
I forgot
with
to.
a 20-second lead.
That
So
was
he spun on the chicane. Last chicane he spun.
brilliant racing by Mako, and I completely forgot.
Still he wins the race.
Yes, and I completely forgot that Mako was racing because there was so many action going on, so much of action going on.
Yeah.
Ancient Pleb finishes P2,
So Pagal
Parker
Raja
Raja P3.
P. Meanwhile, Ganesh is comfortably sitting on P4. Meanwhile,
Yes.
Danlord and Aska action is brewing here. Maybe he can attack, or maybe he'll think better of it. But it is going to be his last chance to make a.
And can
Oh, he thinks
oh
better of
oh
it.
no.
No, there is contact.
Yeah, but he slows down, and I think he is that position. But
Yeah.
let's see into this final corner
Aska
what happens.
Need to defend the final corner.
Oh, he goes wide.
So
He goes
Dan
wide.
goes outside, but he goes onto the wet part of the track and he loses all momentum.
One more lap.
So
One.
Ganesh will come P4.
Oh my God! And he runs out of fuel.
No, he runs out of fuel.
But he's
But
still.
he's still ahead.
Okay, that would be investigated.
No. Was it Danlord ahead?
I guess, and Duki Atmas finishes P7 by the way. Then we have Inavri finishing P8. We have Ninjan. So Pan anyway was a lap down and he finished P11. So we see Ninjan and Manu right now heading towards the track. So Manu will be scoring points today. That's really nice. So, but what happened there between Eskez and Dan Lord, Mister? I think
So
we
what do
need
you
to.
see? Because I think there was a slight latency between our feeds. I am seeing Danlord P5 with a 59.083 second and behind the leader, while Askas is 59.098 second behind.
Yeah, but
Is that what you see?
Uh, I will just quickly check, but let's wait for Manu, who is also going to finish his race, and car number 21, he
Manu
is
also
also
runs
finished. So we have all.
No, Ningen runs out of.
Yes. So, and that was an
That
absolutely
was a
brilliant
spectacular
race.
race.
So, what do you think of the series so far, Mister? How did you like it?
This was by far the most stressful and complicated race I can think of in this whole season.
And here are the results of our round 4 Nürburgring GP. We have Mako finished in P1. He is about 19 seconds ahead of Ancient Club. Pagal Raja takes the last podium position, 22 seconds behind Mako. We have Ganesh in P4, Eskaz P5, separated by hundredth of a second, like behind Dan. Thousandth of a second. Then we have Duki Atma with his unfortunate collision over there finishing P9, and then we have Inavri in P8. Heading on to the next set of races, we have Ninjan finishing P9. That was a good finish for him, and Manu completing the top 10. So Fun Anywhere, we have one lap down, and we have Enchanted Man who was running strong. We know he was running P2 but had an unfortunate collision, unfortunate spin, and he ran out of fuel. I'm sorry, I just forgot. And we have Semi and Modi Ki Guarantee who did not finish the race. And what do you make out of this race, Mister? How was it for you?
See, this was certainly a race that I would have enjoyed watching more like I did rather than racing itself, because that would have been really stressful.
Yes.
Because of the rain, the drying track, the wet patches, when you go on soft, how to cool the tires, those decision makings, they would have been really complicated, and you need to optimize the time when you go to pits, or if you go into the pits, how much will you refuel? Because if you are going for a second stop, you need to maintain your track position, or if you are losing it regardless, get some extra fuel and get some extra gap so that you have more clean air.
Yeah, amazingly. And then again, the different strategies that we saw, like some people starting on wets and some starting on mediums, and how they changed to mediums and soft. So a variety of strategies over there. So that was also quite interesting and quite fun to watch how the track evolved for those guys. So I guess that was a really successful race. Yes, thank you, Marco, for racing as well. Any final words, Mr.?
Yeah, thank you everyone, all the viewers and all the racers for joining us for this race. See you on Monday for the next race on the of round 5 of Super Wild
Cheers.
Gr3 Cup. Thank you everyone.
Yes, thank
Good
you
night.
everyone. And yes, as Mr. said, we will be heading to Brand Search now, and that would be a 30 lap race, and we will be having 6x of wear on tires and fuel with racing hours as compulsory. So we see you in a few days, and see you later. Ciao.